All right, quick reaction to the end of chapter 9, where yes, Trnt is super mopey. He's done for. A Jewess, because that's all that she is referred to as an old Jewish woman, comes and says, okay, just fake that the Turks are coming, and that'll get him up out of bed. And indeed it does. And he gets up out of bed, but he's like, I'm not going back to the palace. I think that at this point that the princess has cheated on me with this black Moor whose head I have chopped off, even though it was the widow Repose putting on a mask on Placer de Villa. So he goes off. He ends up getting galleys, stocking these 10 galleys with stuff. And the princess is like, why won't he see me? And they go through a couple of things. Trnt is just avoid. Finally, she gets Placer de Villa to go over and talk with him. Says like, what's up? He says, oh, I saw her with the black Grdnr kissing and fondling and going into a thing and getting a rag, probably to soothe her sore sex after sex. Placer de Villa is like, that was, it's like, oh, you killed somebody. And there's a little shudder there, but she puts on a smile. She consciously puts on a smile and says, no, that's not the case at all. I was dressed up as a thing. The widow Repose put me up to it as kind of a fun thing to do with the thing. We didn't realize you were watching. Sends Hippolytus off to go and get the costume, but a giant storm has come up in the meantime. They do manage to get it back, so he realizes his mistake. Big storm comes up. Lots of ships are lost. His ship gets swept out into the thing and is now crashing onto the Barbary coast, where they say he everybody else kind of abandons ship. He decides to stay. Trnt decides to stay there, stay on the ship, but he gets two of his best friend sailors to take Placer de Villa and save her, which apparently consists of stripping her completely naked and supporting her, tying a corkboard to her. They both perish, but she manages to make it to shore, and she's sort of standing kind of mostly offshore. It's like it's night, she can't see anything, but and there's waves crashing over her, but she can see the Moors quickly capturing, or and in their eagerness to capture Christian prisoners, killing each other, and that's where we end this chapter. So, oh, and there's a whole thing here of Trnt's bud, Hippolytus, who is having one of these chivalric affairs with the Empress, and he's probably a really young guy, and she's an older woman, which God could mean she's like 40 for all I know, and he's like 16. But they're having an affair. She is totally into him and is weeping that he has to go away to war. He was sent back to get the stuff. He sent it over across on a line to the ship. I think he makes it back to the shore, probably back into the eager arms of the Empress. The Emperor is such a doofus in these books. He's completely clueless about the affair of the Empress, completely clueless about the princess being completely in love with Trnt, and just of all the shenanigans going on, and basically anything happens and he ends up fainting and stuff like that. He's like completely the ineffectual father figure that I guess is necessary to make all these shenanigans happen without him, basically saying, no, you're executed, you're in prison, the end of the story kind of thing. So yeah, that's where we are at the moment with Trnt LeBlanc. Chapter 10 next.